The sky of planet Viridia glowed in soft shades of green and violet. Liam adjusted his helmet, watching the unusual colors shift above the forest canopy. He had walked many strange worlds before, but Viridia was different. The air smelled sweet and earthy, filled with scents he could not name. Plants with tall, translucent leaves swayed even though the wind barely moved. Birds with shining feathers, the color of liquid silver, darted between the branches. Every step Liam took made him feel small, like he was stepping into a living dream. Liam's team of explorers moved carefully. Their mission was simple: study the planet, collect samples, and return safely. But the beauty of Viridia made the task feel heavier. Every corner seemed alive, and every sound felt like it was watching them. Liam's heart beat faster, both from excitement and caution. He was the youngest in the team, often underestimated, but he had a curiosity that others did not. Today, curiosity would lead him somewhere unexpected. As the team entered a clearing, Liam noticed something unusual. A soft, rhythmic sound echoed through the trees, like footsteps, but lighter, almost silent. The other humans did not hear it. Liam crouched low and followed the sound, moving closer to a cluster of glowing flowers. He could feel something, or someone, watching him. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw her. A girl stood between the trees. She was small and delicate, but unlike any human. Her skin shimmered faintly, like sunlight on water. Her eyes were large and sharp, glowing faintly in green and gold. Her hair floated slightly, as if it were alive, moving in gentle waves though no wind blew. She stared at Liam, tilting her head curiously. "You," Liam whispered to himself. He froze. The girl did not move aggressively. She just watched him. Then she spoke, and her voice was soft but strange, like a song from another world. "You smell delicious." Liam's heart jumped. Delicious? Flesh? He wanted to step back, to yell a warning, but something about her tone stopped him. It was not cruel or angry. It was curious. He looked at her carefully. She was small, almost childlike in size, but her gaze was focused, sharp, intelligent. I am Liam," he said slowly, raising his hands to show he meant no harm. "I come in peace." The girl tilted her head again. "Your flesh must be so tender," she whispered. The words made Liam's stomach twist, but he noticed she did not step closer. Her body language was cautious, not aggressive. She was trying to communicate something, but he could not understand it yet. Liam decided to stay calm. He remembered his training. Most alien species were curious before they were dangerous. He crouched slightly, trying to look smaller and non-threatening. I am human," he said. "I will not hurt you." The girl's eyes widened a little. Then she slowly stepped back, her movements fluid and careful. She held something in her hands, small, glowing seeds. She dropped one at Liam's feet and gestured toward it, looking at him with what seemed like a question. Liam bent down and picked up the glowing seed. "Is this food?" he asked. The girl shook her head slightly, then touched her chest, and pointed at him. Liam realized she was not offering food for herself. She wanted him to eat it. He hesitated, then took a small bite. The taste was sweet, almost like honey mixed with something floral. The girl's eyes lit up. She smiled a little, showing tiny sharp teeth that were not threatening, but reminded Liam of her strange nature. "You like," she said, voice still soft. Liam nodded, amazed at the strange form of communication. Suddenly, a rustling sound came from the forest behind him. Liam turned and saw his team, worried faces peering through the trees. "Liam, where are you?" shouted Mara, the team leader. The girl looked at the humans and froze. Her eyes darted from Liam to the group, then back. Liam raised his hand. "It's okay," he said. "She means no harm. She is curious about us." The girl tilted her head, studying the humans. She whispered again, "You all smell different." Liam's eyes widened and he chuckled nervously. He realized she sensed more than humans could understand. Mara stepped closer, her voice firm. "Liam, get back here. Don't provoke her." Liam shook his head. "No, she's not dangerous. She just doesn't understand humans yet." He took a small step toward her. The girl watched him carefully, then mimicked his movement, stepping forward as well. It was a slow, delicate dance. The humans watched, with tension, unsure if this encounter would end well. Liam held out his hand, palm up, a universal gesture of peace. The girl hesitated, then touched it lightly with her fingers. Her skin was warm and slightly damp, like living water. Liam felt a strange pulse, almost as if the forest itself acknowledged the connection. For a long moment they just looked at each other. The girl's words were frightening, but her actions showed curiosity, not danger. Liam realized that communication would take time, but this first contact was successful. She was intelligent. She could learn. She could understand humans. Finally, Liam smiled. "I want to know your name," he said. The girl's eyes sparkled. She whispered a name, soft and melodic, like the rustling of leaves in the wind. "Kelia. Kelia." Liam repeated, testing the sound. She nodded, smiling faintly. At that moment, Liam felt something new, a mix of awe and hope. They were not enemies. They were explorers of the same world, meeting for the first time across the vast differences of species. And though the words she had spoken sounded terrifying at first, Liam understood. This was curiosity, not cruelty. He looked at his team. "She is not dangerous," he said. "We can learn from her. She can learn from us. But we must be careful and patient." Mara frowned but nodded. "Fine, Liam, but stay close. We don't know what else is out here." Kelia watched the humans tilting her head. Then she whispered again, almost to herself. "You smell interesting." Liam laughed softly, realizing she might never stop describing humans in ways that sounded strange but were harmless. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, painting Viridia in deeper shades of violet, Liam and Kelia stood together, separated by curiosity and language, but connected by wonder. The forest around them pulsed with life, and Liam knew this encounter was just the beginning. Something important had started, a friendship between species, born in fear but nurtured by curiosity. And Liam could feel, deep in his chest, that humans might just be the key to teaching Kelia about trust, kindness, and the world beyond instinct. The forest whispered around them, carrying the promise of more discoveries, more adventures, and a bond that could change both human and alien worlds forever. The next morning, Viridia's forest looked different in the pale sunlight. Mist curled between the trees, making the plants shimmer like jewels. Liam woke early, excited to continue exploring, but most of his team stayed behind in their temporary camp, cautious after yesterday's strange encounter. Liam, however, could not stop thinking about Kelia. He moved quietly through the forest, hoping to find her. The sounds of the jungle were alive. A low hum from giant insects, the gentle rustle of glowing leaves, and soft splashes from the streams that wound through the trees. Liam followed a faint trail, noticing broken branches and slight impressions in the soft moss. It was clear Kelia had passed this way. He paused when he saw her, sitting on a smooth stone beside a small pool. Kelia's eyes reflected the morning light, and she was humming softly, a sound that made Liam feel calm and curious. At the same time, he stepped closer. "Kelia," he said softly. It's me, Liam. She turned her head and smiled faintly. Then, she whispered again in her strange, melodic voice, You smell good. So tender. Liam froze. The words still made his heart jump, but he remembered yesterday. Her tone was not threatening. It was curiosity. I know, Liam said slowly, holding up his hands in a peaceful gesture. I know what you said, but I am not afraid. Can you show me what you mean? Kellia tilted her head. She picked up a small glowing plant and moved toward him. Then she tapped her chest and pointed at him, repeating the gesture toward the plant. Liam understood. She wanted to show him something about her hunger or how she ate, but in a way that would not hurt him. He knelt beside her. You eat energy? He asked. Kellia nodded. She held out the plant to him. Then she touched it lightly with her fingers and slowly leaned toward Liam, carefully demonstrating. He watched closely as her sharp teeth barely grazed the plant, and the glow inside it faded slightly. Oh, Liam said softly. You don't eat humans. You get energy from plants like this. He smiled. That makes sense now. Kellia blinked and repeated the whisper, but her eyes were softer this time. You smell different. Liam laughed quietly. She had no way to understand human fear yet. Her words sounded scary, but her meaning was innocent. Suddenly, a rustling came from behind the trees. Liam turned and saw Mara, stepping carefully with a small scanning device. Liam, what are you doing out here alone? She said, her voice sharp, but not angry. Look, Liam said, gesturing toward Kellia. She's not dangerous. She wants to show me something. Look how she eats plants. Mara narrowed her eyes but stepped closer. Kellia watched carefully, tilting her head. Liam noticed that her instincts made her cautious, but she did not move away. Mara's curiosity matched her caution. She doesn't understand humans yet, Liam explained. Her instincts are strong. She's curious about us, that's all. Mara knelt and observed Kellia. The alien girl held out another plant. Mara watched as Kellia ate from it, careful not to harm it. Mara's expression softened slightly. I see, she said, but we must be careful. We don't know all of her abilities yet. Kellia whispered again, softly. You taste interesting? Liam laughed, though his face turned red. He realized she might never stop describing humans in ways that sounded frightening but were harmless. Liam decided to spend the day teaching Kellia about humans. He explained simple things first, smiling, gestures, and how humans eat food to survive. Kellia listened carefully, tilting her head, repeating words in her melodic voice. She mimicked his gestures, sometimes perfectly, sometimes with a funny twist. Liam found himself laughing more than he had in a long time. After a while, Kellia led Liam deeper into the forest. She moved with remarkable speed and grace, her eyes constantly scanning the surroundings. Liam struggled to keep up, but marveled at her abilities. The forest seemed less intimidating when she was near, almost like she belonged here. They came to a small clearing filled with glowing plants and strange, low-growing trees. Kellia pointed to the plants, and then to herself, whispering a series of words Liam did not understand. He realized she was asking him questions about her world and how humans lived. Those are nutrients, Liam said slowly, pointing to the plants. You can eat them safely. Humans, we eat plants and animals, but not each other. We respect each other's bodies. Kellia nodded, repeating the words softly. Respect body, she whispered. Liam smiled, impressed. She was learning. For hours, they explored together. Liam explained human behavior, emotions, and basic science. Kellia listened carefully, demonstrating her own skills along the way. She could sense hidden water sources, detect subtle changes in the air, and move quickly across the forest without making a sound. Liam realized she was not just curious. She was intelligent and adaptable. As the sun began to set, Liam and Kelia sat beside a small stream. She picked up a smooth stone and handed it to him. He touched it, understanding her gesture as a sign of friendship. She had not tried to scare him, even though her words still sounded strange. Liam realized something important. Humans often judged others by appearances or instincts. Kelia's words sounded frightening, but her actions were kind and careful. This was a lesson he knew he would carry forever. "Mara," he said, standing and brushing off his pants. "I think she can be our friend. We just have to teach her, and she has to learn from us." Mara nodded slowly. "I see that now. But we need rules. Stay close, and don't let your curiosity put you in danger." Liam agreed. He looked at Kelia and smiled. She whispered again, softer this time. "You smell safe." Liam laughed quietly. Her instincts were changing. She was learning, and humans could help her understand trust. The forest grew darker, but the air was calm. Liam and Kelia had made their first real connection. Though the words she spoke were strange and even frightening at first, Liam had learned to listen to her actions, not just her instincts. For the first time, he truly understood that fear could be misleading. Curiosity, patience, and understanding could bridge the gap between species, even when one was an alien predator in appearance. As Liam and Kelia sat together beside the stream, the forest seemed to hum around them, welcoming a new friendship. A friendship that might change the course of human and alien understanding forever. The stars began to appear above the forest, and Liam felt a sense of wonder he had never known before. This was only the beginning, and he could not wait to discover what other mysteries Kelia and Viridia held. The next day, the forest of Viridia seemed even more alive than before. Soft sunlight filtered through the tall, translucent trees, casting patterns on the mossy ground. Liam woke early, eager to continue his exploration. But this time, he was not alone. Kelia was waiting for him at the edge of the camp, her green and gold eyes sparkling with curiosity. Liam smiled. "Good morning, Kelia," he said. She tilted her head and whispered softly, "Good human morning." Liam laughed. Her words were still strange, but her tone felt friendly. She mimicked his gestures from yesterday, waving her hands carefully and smiling slightly. The team had begun to understand that Kelia was not dangerous, but caution remained. Mara, the team leader, reminded everyone to keep a safe distance. Still, they watched in awe as Liam approached her. The young human's courage and patience had begun to form a bridge between the species. "Come," Liam said to Kelia. "I will show you something today." They walked together into the heart of the forest. Liam explained simple things along the way. How humans communicate with each other, the importance of trust, and how kindness can change misunderstandings into friendship. Kelia listened carefully, repeating words in her melodic voice. Her sharp teeth flashed sometimes when she smiled, but it no longer felt threatening. Liam realized she was learning to control her instincts, to match her words with her actions. As they explored, Kelia began to show Liam her abilities. She could leap across streams with perfect balance, sense hidden pathways, and detect the faintest traces of life nearby. Liam was amazed. "You are incredible," he said. "Humans can learn a lot from you." Kelia tilted her head and whispered, "You trust me?" Liam nodded. "Yes, I trust you." Her eyes brightened. Trust was something new for her. She had instincts that were dangerous in some ways, but Liam's patience taught her that not all beings were threats. She could observe, learn, and choose a new way to act. Meanwhile, the rest of the team began to see Kelia's intelligence. At first, they were afraid, especially when she whispered about human flesh. But her actions proved her intentions were harmless. She had curiosity, not cruelty, and Liam had shown them that understanding could overcome fear. After hours of walking, they reached a small pond. The water was clear and calm, reflecting the sky above. Kelia crouched and touched the surface, watching the ripples spread. Liam sat beside her. "This is how humans think," he said. "We try to understand the world around us. We watch, we learn, and we share." Kelia repeated the gestures, touching the water and then pointing at Liam. He understood that she was learning to share her curiosity without causing fear. Then, Liam had an idea. He picked up a few glowing plants and offered them to Kelia. "Try this," he said. "It's safe. Humans eat plants too. You can eat them without worry." Kelia examined the plants carefully, then whispered, "You guide me?" "Yes," Liam said. "I will guide you, and you can teach me too." She smiled faintly, and for the first time, Liam felt a deep connection. They were different in almost every way, but understanding was beginning to form a bridge between them. The day continued with small lessons and discoveries. Liam taught Kelia simple words, like friend, help, and safe. Kelia tried to repeat them, her melodic voice turning the sounds into something beautiful. Then she taught Liam something too: how to notice the smallest changes in the forest, how to sense hidden water, and how to move quietly. Liam realized humans had much to learn from aliens like Kelia. As the sun began to lower in the sky, the forest took on deeper shades of green and violet. Liam and Kelia rested near a tree with soft, glowing leaves. Liam noticed that Kelia's words had changed slightly. She no longer spoke about flesh or danger. Instead, her whispers were about curiosity, friendship, and learning. "You different," she whispered. "Yes," Liam said, smiling. "But different can be good. It can help us understand each other." Kelia nodded slowly. She touched Liam's hand lightly, and he felt a warmth, like a quiet pulse from her body. It was not energy in a dangerous sense. It was a signal, a way to show connection. Liam realized she was learning more than just words. She was learning emotions, trust, and friendship. Mara approached at a distance, observing quietly. She could see the bond forming between human and alien. At first, fear had ruled her mind, but now she could see how patience and understanding had worked wonders. Kelia's instincts were strong, but they were guided by trust. Liam had taught her something vital. Cooperation could be stronger than fear. Suddenly, a rustling came from the bushes nearby. Liam and Kelia froze, expecting danger. But instead of a predator, a small creature emerged, like a rabbit, but with soft, glowing fur. Kelia's eyes lit up, and she whispered, "Friend? Small?" Liam laughed. "Yes, not all creatures are dangerous. You can be kind to them just like humans do." Kelia nodded and reached out to touch the small creature. It did not run away. She smiled faintly, realizing that trust worked both ways. Liam watched her carefully. The change was remarkable. Yesterday, her words had sounded frightening. Today, her instincts were guided by patience and learning. As the sun dipped lower, Liam and Kelia returned to the camp. Kelia mimicked human gestures, bowing slightly in greeting to the other explorers. They responded with cautious smiles. Beginning to understand that this alien was different, not dangerous, but intelligent and curious. That night, Liam wrote in his log, he described Kelia's abilities, her curiosity, and her progress in learning human behavior. He felt a sense of pride. Humans could teach, guide, and inspire, even to an alien predator in appearance. and perhaps, in return, they could learn from her. Before sleep, Liam looked at Kelia. She whispered softly, almost a song. "You, friend." Liam smiled. "Yes, Kelia. Friends." In the soft glow of Viridia, two species had taken the first step toward understanding each other. A predator in instinct had become a friend in action, and humans had shown that patience, courage, and kindness could turn fear into trust. Liam realized that this was more than an encounter. It was a new beginning. And tomorrow, the forest would bring more lessons, more discoveries, and more opportunities for humans and aliens to learn from each other. The stars began to shine above, the trees, reflecting in the pond where Kelia had played. Liam felt a deep sense of hope. If understanding could grow here between him and Kelia, then perhaps humans could bring peace and friendship to worlds far beyond their own. And Kelia, the alien girl whose instincts once whispered danger, had begun to understand that humans were not just prey, they were companions, teachers, and friends. The night was calm, the forest alive with gentle sounds, and Liam knew that this unlikely friendship was only the beginning of a remarkable journey. The sun rose slowly over Viridia, painting the forest in warm shades of gold and green. Liam felt excitement mixed with caution as he prepared for another day of exploration. Kelia was already waiting near the edge of the camp, her bright eyes scanning the horizon. "Good morning, Kelia," Liam said, smiling. She tilted her head and whispered, "Good. Human morning." Her voice was soft, melodic, and carried the curiosity that had first drawn Liam to her. The day began peacefully. Liam and Kelia moved through the forest, teaching and learning from each other. Liam showed Kelia how humans observe patterns in nature, track changes in the environment, and use knowledge to stay safe. Kelia demonstrated her abilities to sense water hidden beneath the ground, detect small movements of animals far away, and navigate quickly without leaving a trace. Their teamwork amazed the human team. Mara watched closely, her initial fear replaced with cautious admiration. She realized that Liam's patience and courage had transformed what could have been a dangerous encounter into an opportunity for understanding and cooperation. But the calm did not last. Around midday, dark clouds gathered rapidly over the forest. The wind began to pick up, and the soft sunlight faded into gray. Birds and other creatures scattered, their calls echoing through the trees. Liam frowned. "A storm," he said. "It's coming fast." Kelia's eyes widened. She could sense the changes in the air and the vibrations in the ground. Whispering to Liam, she said, "Danger! Water! Trees fall." Liam nodded. "We need to move quickly. Follow me." The humans and Kelia raced through the forest. Liam tried to remember the safest paths, but the storm was fast and visibility dropped as rain began to pour. Thunder roared overhead and lightning flashed between the trees. The team struggled to stay together, slipping on the wet moss and dodging falling branches. Kelia moved like a shadow through the chaos. She guided Liam and the others, sensing safe paths through the forest that humans could not see. She leapt over fallen logs, touched the ground lightly to detect hidden holes, and signaled the humans when danger was near. Liam ran beside her, amazed at her speed and awareness. "Stay close!" he shouted over the wind. "Trust her instincts!" The team followed Kelia's guidance, learning to move carefully while relying on her extraordinary senses. One by one, they reached a small clearing near a hill. Liam looked around and saw that some animals were trapped near the stream, struggling against the rising water. Kelia ran toward them, moving gracefully through the rain. She lifted the smaller creatures with ease and carried them to higher ground. Liam helped her guide the larger ones, working together to keep both animals and humans safe. The storm raged on, but the teamwork between Liam, Kelia, and the humans turned what could have been disaster into a demonstration of cooperation. As the rain slowed, the team finally gathered on a small hill, drenched but safe. Kellia sat beside Liam, whispering softly, "You guide me. I help." "Yes, Kellia," Liam said, smiling. "We help each other. That is how trust works." Mara stepped forward, nodding. "I see now," she said. "Your instincts may be strong, Kellia, but with guidance, you can use them for good. Humans and aliens can help each other." Kellia tilted her head. "Good. Humans. Yes?" "Yes," Liam said. "You see, Kellia, not all humans are dangerous. Some are kind, patient, and brave, and together we can face challenges we cannot face alone." The storm left the forest refreshed. Sunlight streamed through the wet leaves, creating sparkling patterns on the ground. Flowers glowed brighter after the rain, and animals began to move freely again. Liam and Kellia walked through the clearing, noting how life had returned to the forest. "You humans, clever," Kellia whispered. Liam laughed softly. "Yes, we are clever, but we also make mistakes. That is why we need friends like you, Kellia. You help us see the world differently." She touched his arm gently, a gesture of trust and friendship. Liam realized how much they had learned from each other in just a few days. Kellia had learned patience, trust, and understanding. Humans had learned to see the forest through alien senses and to respect instincts they once feared. As evening approached, Liam and Kellia returned to the camp. The other humans were waiting, watching them with admiration. Mara approached Liam. "You did well today," she said. "Kellia proved that she can be more than her instincts. She can be a friend and a guide." Liam nodded. "It's only the beginning," he said. "Tomorrow we can teach her more about humans, and she can teach us more about Viridia." Kellia whispered softly, almost a song. "Tomorrow." Together, Liam smiled. The word carried promise, hope, and the bond they had formed. That night, Liam wrote in his log. He described the storm, how Kellia had guided them, and how her instincts, when guided with patience and understanding, became a strength rather than a danger. He realized that humans could inspire change, even in beings whose natural instincts seemed frightening at first. Kellia slept beside him, a gentle pulse of warmth from her body reminding Liam of the day's lessons. Even a being born with predatory instincts could learn trust and cooperation if given patience and understanding. Humans had shown her this, and she had accepted it. As the stars appeared above Viridia, Liam felt a deep sense of hope. The forest had tested them, but it had also shown the potential of teamwork and friendship. He knew that challenges would come again, perhaps greater ones, but with Kellia and the humans working together, they could overcome almost anything. And Kellia, the alien girl whose words once caused fear, had begun to understand that curiosity, trust, and cooperation were stronger than instinct alone. She had learned the meaning of friendship, and humans had proven that patience and kindness could turn fear into understanding. The night was calm and the forest hummed with life. Liam and Kellia sat together, watching the stars reflect on the wet leaves. Tomorrow would bring new discoveries, new lessons, and new opportunities to strengthen the bond between species. For the first time, Liam realized that humans were not just explorers. They were teachers, guides, and friends capable of inspiring change in beings beyond their world. And in turn, aliens like Kellia could teach humans to see life through senses they never imagined, making both species stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. The journey was far from over, but one thing was clear. Together, humans and aliens could face challenges, understand each other, and build a friendship that could last a lifetime. The morning sun cast a warm glow over Viridia, but the forest felt tense. Liam sensed it immediately. Something was different. Subtle vibrations ran through the ground, and the usual soft hum of the forest seemed sharper, more urgent. Kellia, standing beside him, twitched slightly, her eyes wide and alert. "Something is coming," she whispered. Her voice was soft, but Liam could hear the concern behind it. "What do you sense, Kellia?" Liam asked. She pointed toward the horizon, where shadows moved between the trees. They were large, darker than the normal forest creatures. Kellia's instincts warned her that these beings were dangerous. Liam's heart beat faster, but he stayed calm. "Everyone get ready," he shouted back to the human team. Mara and the others gathered, eyes wide with worry. From the edge of the forest, a group of aliens appeared. They were unlike Kellia, taller with sharp claws and glowing eyes, and their movements were calculated and aggressive. Liam realized immediately. These were hunters, a rival species that had come to capture or attack. "Stay calm," Liam instructed the team. "We cannot fight them with strength alone. We need strategy." Kellia's eyes flicked between Liam and the approaching aliens. She stepped closer to him and whispered, "Danger. They want us." Liam nodded. "We need to guide everyone to safety. You help me, Kellia. Together we can protect the forest and the team." The hunters advanced cautiously, testing the humans and Kellia. Liam and Kellia moved ahead, scanning the forest for safe paths. Kellia's instincts were sharp. She could sense the hunters' movements, anticipate their steps, and detect hidden traps or ambushes. Liam directed the humans to follow her guidance carefully. "Use the terrain," Liam shouted. "Stick together. Watch each other's backs." Kellia leapt from branch to branch, silently signaling humans to avoid certain areas and guiding them toward clear paths. Liam realized how much they relied on her senses. Without her, the hunters would have had an advantage. With her, they had hope. Suddenly, a hunter appeared in front of them, blocking their path. It hissed, showing sharp teeth and claws. Liam froze, but Kellia did not. She stepped forward, not to attack, but to assert presence. She emitted a low, melodic hum, a sound unfamiliar to humans but commanding in the forest. The hunter hesitated, unsure of how to respond. "Move now!" Liam shouted. The humans followed Kellia's lead, rushing to safer ground. She guided them with precision, her instincts directed not by hunger or aggression, but by trust and understanding. Hunters continued to pursue, but Liam had an idea. He signaled the team to split into small groups, while Kellia used her senses to guide each group through hidden paths and safe zones. Together, they created confusion among the hunters, making it harder for them to capture anyone. Liam watched Kellia carefully. Her sharp instincts, which once whispered about human flesh, were now focused entirely on protection. She understood humans not as prey, but as allies. Her trust in Liam and the team had transformed her natural abilities into a force for safety. Hours passed as they moved through the forest, the hunters still in pursuit but unable to gain ground. Liam realized that the key was cooperation. Humans and aliens, working together, could overcome challenges neither could face alone. Finally, they reached a natural fortress, a high plateau surrounded by steep cliffs and dense trees. Kellia guided everyone up safely, then stood at the edge, scanning the forest. The hunters had stopped at the base of the plateau, unable to follow further. "We're safe for now," Liam said, breathing heavily. "Thanks to Kellia, and thanks to all of you for staying calm and following the plan." Kellia whispered softly, "We, together, strong." "Yes," Liam agreed. "Humans and Kellia, friends. Together we are stronger than fear." The team rested on the plateau, catching their breath and tending to minor injuries. Mara looked at Kellia and nodded. "I admit it. You are more than instincts, more than a predator. You are a guide, a friend, and a protector. Kellia tilted her head and repeated softly, friend, protect. Liam smiled, proud of how far she had come. As evening approached, Liam considered the day's events. The hunters had been dangerous, but they had not won. Humans had relied on their intelligence. Kellia had relied on her instincts, and together they had turned fear into strategy. This is just the beginning, Liam said aloud. We may face more threats, but we have shown that cooperation can overcome them. Kellia touched his hand lightly, and he felt a warmth that reminded him of trust and connection. Her instincts, once frightening, had become a symbol of strength, guided by understanding. That night, Liam wrote in his log. He described the hunters, the chase, and the strategies they had used, but more importantly, he wrote about the lessons learned, patience, trust, cooperation, and the power of friendship across species. He realized something vital. Humans were capable not only of exploring new worlds, but also of inspiring change. They could teach beings with dangerous instincts to choose understanding over aggression, and aliens like Kellia could teach humans new ways to sense, observe, and adapt to their surroundings. As the stars appeared above Viridia, Liam sat beside Kellia. She whispered softly, danger, gone, friends, safe. Yes, Liam said, and we will stay safe together. We learn, we protect, we help each other. The night was calm, but Liam knew challenges would come again. Perhaps they would be greater, perhaps more dangerous. But one thing was certain. Humans and Kellia had formed a bond that could face any challenge. They had proven that fear could be transformed into understanding, instincts into cooperation, and differences into friendship. In the glow of the Viridian night, Liam looked at Kellia and realized that this was more than survival. It was a partnership that could change both human and alien worlds. The hunters had been a threat, but the lessons learned were stronger than fear. Tomorrow, the forest would bring new opportunities for exploration, new lessons in friendship, and perhaps new challenges. But Liam knew that with Kellia by their side, humans had an ally they could trust, a guide they could rely on, and a friend who had learned that instincts could be guided by understanding. And Kellia, once an alien with frightening words and natural, predatory instincts, had grown into a protector, a teacher, and a true friend. The bond between human and alien had proven that even the greatest threats could be overcome with trust, courage, and cooperation. The forest whispered around them, alive with life and possibilities. And Liam, watching the stars above, knew that together humans and aliens could face anything Viridia or the universe might bring. The morning on Viridia was calm, almost serene. Sunlight filtered through the tall, translucent trees, painting the forest in gentle shades of green and violet. After the storm and the encounter with the hunters, the forest seemed at peace. Birds, with silver feathers, fluttered through the trees, and the soft hum of insects filled the air. Liam stood at the edge of the camp, watching Kellia move gracefully between the trees. Her eyes, bright green and gold, sparkled with intelligence and curiosity. She no longer spoke about danger or flesh. Her words had become gentle and friendly. She had learned patience, trust, and the meaning of friendship. "Good morning, Kellia," Liam said softly. She tilted her head and whispered, "Good human morning." She stepped closer, brushing lightly against his arm, a gesture of trust and connection. Liam smiled. The team gathered near the clearing. Mara approached, her face showing a mixture of pride and admiration. "Liam, today we explore deeper into the forest," she said, "but this time we rely on Kellia as our guide." Liam nodded. "Yes, she knows Viridia better than anyone. Together, we can learn more and stay safe. Kelya's eyes brightened. She understood that today would be another chance to teach, to explore, and to strengthen the bond between humans and aliens. The group moved forward carefully. Kelya led them through hidden paths, pointing out safe places to step and alerting them to subtle dangers like hidden pits or unstable branches. Her instincts, once frightening, were now invaluable. Liam marveled at how much she had learned about humans, and how humans had learned to trust her. Hours passed as they explored deeper regions of the forest. They discovered glowing flowers that pulsed with light, small creatures that moved in, perfect harmony with the environment, and streams with crystal-clear water that reflected the sky above. Liam realized that Viridia had many secrets, and with Kelya as their guide, humans could uncover them safely. At midday, they reached a high plateau overlooking a valley filled with glowing plants. The sight was breathtaking. Liam stood in awe, and Kelya crouched nearby, touching the ground lightly and whispering softly. Liam could not understand her words, but he sensed her wonder mirrored his own. "This is incredible," Liam said. "Kelya, thank you for showing us this." She tilted her head and whispered, "Share humans." She pointed to the team, then to the valley, indicating that she wanted everyone to experience it together. Liam nodded, understanding the importance of shared discovery. The humans spread out, exploring carefully while Kelya guided them. She demonstrated how to move quietly, observe the environment, and respect the creatures that lived there. Liam realized that she was not only a guide, but also a teacher, and the humans, in turn, were teaching her patience, trust, and friendship. As the day went on, they discovered a grove with small, glowing fruits. Kelya picked one and handed it to Liam. "Taste," she whispered. He took a small bite. It was sweet and refreshing, unlike anything he had ever eaten. Kelya smiled faintly, pleased that he appreciated her world. Then she ate one herself, showing Liam the way she consumed energy safely without harming anyone. The humans followed suit, learning from Kelya how to enjoy Viridia's gifts without disturbing the ecosystem. Liam realized how much humans could learn from aliens like Kelya, and how much aliens could learn from humans in return. Later, as the sun began to set, Liam and Kelya stood together at the edge of the plateau. The sky glowed with colors they had never seen on Earth: green, violet, and gold blending in perfect harmony. Liam felt a sense of calm and fulfillment. "Kelya," he said softly, "we have learned a lot from each other, and I believe the forest has learned to trust us too." She tilted her head and whispered, "Friends. Forever?" "Yes," Liam said, smiling. "Friends forever." He reached out, and she touched his hand lightly. In that simple gesture, they shared understanding, trust, and the bond they had built through curiosity, courage, and patience. That night, the camp settled. Near a safe grove, Liam wrote in his log, reflecting on the journey. He described the challenges, the hunters, the storms, and the lessons learned from Kelya. But most importantly, he wrote about the friendship that had formed, a friendship that transcended species, instincts, and fear. Mara and the other humans gathered around the campfire. "I never imagined an alien predator could become our friend," she said. "But Kelya has shown us the power of trust and understanding. Humans can teach, and aliens can learn. Together, we are stronger." Kelya sat nearby, her eyes reflecting the firelight. She whispered softly, "Trust. Humans. Yes." Liam smiled, realizing that she had fully embraced the lessons they had shared. As the stars appeared above Viridia, Liam felt a deep sense of hope. This journey had begun with fear and misunderstanding, but it had grown into a bond that could inspire change across worlds. Humans and aliens could face challenges, explore new lands, and learn from each other in ways neither species could have imagined alone. In the quiet of the night, Liam and Kellia stood together, looking at the forest below. The sounds of Viridia, the hum of insects, the rustle of leaves, and the gentle flow of streams seemed to welcome them. Liam realized that this was more than friendship. It was partnership, understanding, and the beginning of a future where species could work together rather than fear each other. Tomorrow, Liam whispered, we explore even further. There is so much to learn, and we will do it together. Kellia touched his arm gently, her eyes shining. She whispered, together. Always. Liam smiled. Yes, always. The night passed peacefully with the forest alive around them. For the first time, humans and an alien predator had not only survived, but thrived together. They had faced danger, learned from each other, and formed a bond that would last beyond the challenges of Viridia. As dawn broke, Liam looked at Kellia and knew that their journey was far from over. But one thing was certain. Humans had proven that patience, understanding, and courage could transform fear into trust. And Kellia had proven that even instincts born for danger could be guided by friendship, cooperation, and love for life. The stars faded. The forest shimmered in the morning light, and the bond between human and alien grew stronger. Liam understood that together they could explore any world, face any challenge, and discover the wonders of the universe. And Kellia, once an alien with frightening instincts, had become a friend, a guide, and a protector. Together they had shown that understanding and trust could overcome fear, bridging the gap between species and creating a friendship that would last forever. The forest of Viridia whispered around them, alive with life and possibility. And Liam, watching Kellia by his side, knew that this was only the beginning of many adventures, discoveries, and lessons in friendship beyond worlds.